So it looks like India found one really extreme solution to their WhatsApp problem. They just became the first democracy to ban encrypted messaging apps on a massive scale. And they did this just a few days before Press Freedom Day. How ironic. And you guys are never gonna guess the reason that they used for this. I'll give you a hint. They're not protecting the children this time. I know, it's a shock. We've got to stop end-to-end encrypted or encrypted messaging apps because of terrorists. The heckin' terrorists, man. So in India, apps including Briar, Element, and Threema got blocked beginning of May based on the arguments that these apps would be used by terrorists and that these apps would not have a representative for government contact based in India. However, it more looks like a strategic decision to stop Indian people from using secure and anonymous messaging apps. This makes India the first democracy to follow in the footsteps of authoritarian governments like Iran and Russia. So let's see, I think we've got a list of these apps here. So according to the Indian Express, 14 mobile applications that provided end-to-end encryption, messaging services, or enabled peer-to-peer messaging, namely WickerMe, Mediafire, Briar, BChat, Nanbox, Conion, IMO, Element, Second Line, Zangi, Threema, CryptVisor, Enigma, and Safe Swiss were blocked in India following the recommendation of the Ministry of Home Affairs beginning of May. These apps have been blocked under Section 69A of the Indian Information Technology Act 2000. The 14 apps were banned because they were being used by terrorists and their supporters in Jammu and Kashmir, according to Central Intelligence Agencies in India. A source told the Indian Express that the intelligence agencies also informed the MHA that most of these apps are designed to provide anonymity to their users, and their features make it tough to resolve the entities associated with them. These mobile apps aid the terrorists and their affiliates to engage in activities which are prejudicial to sovereignty and integrity of India and can disturb peace and harmony. The block included free software apps such as Briar and Element, which are now banned in India. The reason the officials give for justifying the ban is that these apps would not have any representatives in India and cannot be contacted for seeking information as mandated by the Indian laws. Yeah, that's the whole point. They're free and open source apps that don't have some spook behind them that controls them, that can all of a sudden spy on people because, oh no, there's the heckin' terrorist. Yeah, look, okay. As an American, all right, India, I know that the heckin' terrorist excuse is a fugazi most of the time, okay? We invented the heckin' terrorist excuse. We invented the war on terror, okay? We invented the concept of spying on people in order to prevent heckin' terrorism, something that probably kills fewer people per year than, or at least in America, than like snake bites. I don't know. I mean, there's probably more terrorism in India because you guys actually have land borders with some of the places where the heckin' terrorizers come from. But, okay, on the grand scale of things, okay, I'm not going to look this up now, but I'm just going to put it out there, right? What is my source? I fucking guessed, okay? That's my source for this. I think terrorism is a relatively small problem in India, okay? You probably have more people dying from, like, I don't know, slipping and falling in the bath or in the shower than dying from terrorism, okay, in India. That's my stat that I'm not even going to look up, that I'm just going to put out there. So is it that serious that we need to spy on everyone in India and that we have to shut down every end-to-end encrypted app to stop the terrorizers? Is it really that serious of a problem? Element already published a statement regarding the issue, explaining that they do reply to Indian government requests. While Element never compromises end-to-end encryption or user privacy, we have been contacted by Indian authorities in the past and addressed them in a constructive fashion, typically responding same day. Yeah, so they give you what you got, or what they got. I imagine it's the same as Signal, which I don't see Signal mentioned in this, but we know that, like, when the feds press Signal for information on their users, they provide it. It's just the only information that Signal has is when you created your account and the last time you signed in. That's the only information that we store about our users. This statement makes India's argumentation on why the block was necessary look less convincing. Oh, you don't say. It would be very worrisome if India, as the first democratically elected government, goes down the same path as authoritarian governments like Iran and Russia, where encrypted communication tools are blocked on a massive scale already. Well, India might be the first democracy to do this, but trust me, there's a lot of other democracies that would love to do this, okay? The US would love to do this. The US has already proposed banning encryption or backdooring encryption like 5 times in the past year. Australia's got a thing where the federal police are able to take over apps, and they're able to give gag orders to the app's developer where they're not even able to tell people that they've taken over the app. So it really doesn't matter whether someone is a democracy or not. It really boils down to, again, digital literacy, right? I know I sound like a broken record, but as that I can't remember his name, but it's like a meme where this guy was talking about the flaw with democracy, and he says it's of the people, by the people, for the people, and then there's a long pause. But the people are retarded. That's what I think of whenever it comes to democracy with technology law, because so many people choose, right? At this point, it's a choice to be so illiterate about technology, okay? These computers have been around since the 60s, okay? They were used to put a man on the moon, right? And there's more computing power in a pocket calculator than all of the computers combined that put a man on the moon. But the fact still remains that these computers were around for 60 some odd years, okay? So the fact that people don't understand them is, it's really on you at this point, okay? There's no excuse. It's almost like being illiterate in modern day, okay? If somebody told you that they're illiterate in modern day, which does happen, right? Even in first world countries like America, there's some people who, I don't know, they had to work in a coal mine or something like that when they were a kid. And so they weren't in school when the teachers were teaching how to read, and that just kept getting kicked down the road. They kept working in coal mines, or they kept falling on hard times and couldn't catch up with time to read. And hey, now they're, 45 years old and they're trying to like order a donut or something, or order a coffee, but they can't read the menu. It does happen, right? Floyd Mayweather, that's an example, although he's like super rich, right? He might be the richest illiterate person of all time, right? The most wealthy illiterate person. Actually, no, probably not. There were probably a bunch of people back in the day that are like super rich but couldn't read. Anyway, the technological literacy is important, because if we have a democracy of tech illiterate people, then it's only a matter of time until the people who are in control, who, also don't understand how this technology works, or maybe they do understand how it works and they just want to exploit you, are going to exploit you. So, India, if you have an option to, I guess, vote against this, you need to vote to bring back your encryption, right? Encryption brings safety, like it says right here. These governments tend to neglect that encryption brings safety to all of us. We must not take privacy away from citizens, as that would make the web, as such, completely insecure. Absolutely true.